What's up, guys? This is Keith Kalfas, and I'm running late to get out the door to go do Saturday quotes, running on like 4 hours of sleep, but I gotta go drop off this machine. Gotta move my wife's car out of the driveway. I literally pay for a commercial parking space and I park my other truck and trailer there, but I just end up parking my main truck and trailer in the driveway every day. Look at this. Every evening I jack up the trailer while it's still connected and just leave it connected. Alright, I gotta drop off this plate compactor machine here, and I'm late. I hope they don't charge me extra. We were at the Joe Rogan live stand-up comedy show in downtown Detroit last night. Joe Rogan live. It was hilarious. I was crying, laughing. We didn't get home until midnight, and then we were up till like 2 a.m. watching You've Got Mail. What's up, Mario?
How you doing?
I'm literally telling them at the rental place how we watched You Got Mail last night. And instead of them thinking I'm weird, they're like, that was a great movie. I was just talking to the mechanic for like, here at the rental place in the parking lot for like 10 minutes, and it was great. And some people are very intuitive, very smart, or even spiritual. And you never knew it because you never said the right thing to them, or you never knew to ask. And he said something interesting to me. He says, you can get stuck on one lesson and repeat it over and over and over for the rest of your life, and you won't move forward until you learn it. Lesson is repeated until lesson is learned. All right, I gotta get back. My wife is making me lunch, and I gotta go do these Saturday quotes.
How you doing, man?
Can I just have the basic?
What's that? Basic?
Yeah, the basic.
Yep.
Thanks. Every Saturday morning I take the truck through the car wash. Alright, so just got out of the car wash. Now I gotta run, get gas, and go to the office and check my mail every single Saturday. Every Saturday, no matter what. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I know you're like, when are you gonna get to the Saturday quotes? 1 second. Every Saturday is quote day. But every Saturday morning, the first thing I do when I wake up is on my finances. I go through and pay all my bills: gas, phone, electric, cable, internet, mortgage, credit cards. I transfer money from checking to savings, from business checking to tax savings account, my other business tax savings account, and put all the money where it needs to be. Because on the weekend is when maybe you want to spend money, right? Well, before you spend any money, pay all your bills and pay your credit cards and pay off any debts, and then see how much money you have, right? So what it does is it's really motivating, because you watch your bank account drop because you're paying everything, but you're also saving money. But it keeps this motivation and this fire going, because you want your bottom line to keep increasing. And then, so pack a lunch, wash my truck, go to the office, check my mail, see if I got any checks, and then start Saturday quotes. So it's like a Saturday system. And it's really done me well over the past 3 years straight. Every Saturday morning is finances first. Let me know in the comments below if you have some type of system that you do religiously that's really helped improve the quality of your life. Because I want to read it and I want everybody to read it. This is huge. Is that Leo? Leo. Wow, he worked at this collision shop I worked at. I couldn't show you Leo's face. Leo's like probably 58 years old, right? And he's like an auto body collision master guy. It was a dead-end job that I worked at, but he was a professional there. And I was like 26. It was a winter job in between landscaping many years ago, before I started my business. This guy was so cool that I was sweeping up. I was the porter for like $9 an hour. And I was watching the guys put Bondo on the cars, and he was the body guy. Like he would fix the frames when the cars were broken. And one time I saw him, he had like a grinder and he was like sawing on a door of like some Lexus or something, right? And I stood there and I was watching, trying to learn, right? And he looks at me, like all the other guys in the shop thought I was just like the idiot, low status kid, you know. But he looked at me and he took off his goggles and he goes, "Hey, you wanna try? You wanna try?" I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah." So he looks and he comes over here and then he starts showing me how to like grind the door and what to do and the reason behind the Bondo and the paint, which I ended up repairing a broken car all by myself. But I mean a dented car. But anyways, as I started grinding and I had the goggles on and he was standing over me, watching me and guiding me just in like for like 3-4 minutes, this feeling came over me that I went into the bathroom and I broke down crying. I'm like 26 years old. I'm like crying and sobbing because I never at that point in my life ever had anybody, which would be what you would call a masculine figure. Somebody who, it's called core masculinity. And that's what I'm angry about, because I lacked that growing up. Having strong masculine men in my life who took the time to guide and coach me. So as a man, if you have those people in your life, like a father and an uncle that take you out, or people that take you out like hunting and fishing and doing things, it instills those traits inside of you. And like, if you don't get that, I think it can take you a lot longer to blossom, and it could also hold you back in really bad ways. Got the checks, dog. And I always do mobile deposit right on the spot, So, every time I get a check, just do mobile deposit. Yeah, dog. And then here's a little trick I learned. Every time you cash a check, put a little D in the bottom left-hand corner with your pen. Write D, and that means it's been deposited. Or you can write void across it, file it away. File everything away for 10 years. You really only need your 2 most recent years of everything, and then you can file everything away from 3 years on. And then after 10 years, you can discard it or throw it away. All right, so here's the second quote. I'm sorry I didn't have the camera with me on the first quote because I was stuck on the phone with the customer the entire time looking at it was a tree job, negotiating. But it was a Bradford pear going up all over a house, and I could have explained exactly how we were going to trim it and what we were charging and why. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to do it on this one here, but this customer's not picking up the phone. I sold the first one. What's up with this one? This is a Crimson King maple. This is insane. This tree quote. This guy is selling, he's having a garage sale, and he's selling a Husqvarna chainsaw for $145. Okay, so
a good one. My egg did good.
I like it. It's mine. So he's selling this for $145. It's brand new. Look. But he wants a quote on removing that tree right there. Let's look at that. Silver maple, he wants it gone. It's huge. So what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking for power lines. I'm looking for dead wood. I'm looking for houses, structures, utilities, stump grinding, calling Miss Dig. All right, here we go. We got some wild lines, some internet lines, some cable lines. There's the 120 going to the house. We got dead wood up in there. I'm looking for access. What can we get in? Can we get a bucket back here? Can we get a hydraulic lift back here? Do we gotta take a fence down? What's our drag space? Right here, see? How much can we that means this entire tree, it's gotta fit through this drag space right here. So you gotta be very careful. Is it gonna scratch? Is it gonna touch the windows? How's it gonna affect the price? Because, okay, now I'm looking at a crane. Maybe this is a crane job, but look at this, access. See the road right here? How much room do we have to put debris into work? We don't, because there's a main road right here, see? I mean, you could do it, but we're talking you'd be here for 3 days trying to do this. Not 3 days, I'm exaggerating, but you'd be here a good 2 straight days if you climbed this and you didn't have the proper machinery. So we need a lift. And I'm gonna call my buddy Chris right now because this is way out of this is something that I would literally give the job to him and I would just show up and work and be on the ground. I don't play with stuff like this. This is huge. You want it trimmed, you don't want it removed, right?
Yeah,
you just want it trimmed.
We have to come in with a man lift and
yeah, absolutely.
Probably rope and stuff down and all that.
Absolutely. So if you just want it trimmed, we could take all the branches that are horizontal and drooping, everything up to about 25-30 feet, but then all the dead wood up inside, everything going over your house,
Just
over the power lines.
Make it safe.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I want.
Okay.
I'm going to sell the place next year probably. But I like trees. If we can, if you don't, I think it'll survive all that trimming.
Yeah.
So, what is it? A soft maple, or what it is, or what?
A silver maple. All right, so I'm off to the next quote, and it's my 4th grade teacher. Best teacher I ever had, but they found me on Google. They saw my trailer actually on the road. They're like, Kalfas. I remember Kalfas. He was the class clown, which I definitely was. I've literally had 15 phone calls since the last video clip. It's nonstop. It's very hard to run a business and make videos. But it was my 4th grade teacher, and I gave her a hug and I told her she was the best teacher that I ever had, and it's true. And then I gave them a quote to trim their locust tree, and they're like, that's way too expensive. But I told them why it's expensive, and I don't know, it's not personal. I told them, I'm like, listen, just because I was your 4th grade student doesn't mean you gotta hire me. I mean, $600 to trim up a locust tree is expensive. I didn't have time to fill in all the quotes. Home from work a little bit early today. Look what came in the mail, Amazon Prime. What did I get? Oh, a new tripod. I do story time with Keith sometimes on Facebook, and I need these shorter tripods, and the cheap plastic ones don't work. Nice. Alright, so it's raining outside, and I want to get this chainsaw in the garage. Look at this. Husqvarna 359 E-Tech. $145. Nice. It's like new. So I've been working so much, I haven't had a lot of time. I'm thinking about insulating this garage because I got some heaters in here. It's just absorbing right outside at the heat transfer rate. I need to insulate it. I got all this wood. I want to put it up on the walls and turn this into like a podcast studio. So my friend Daniel Mirval, I have this fun, exciting idea. He's like a certified arborist, And I'm gonna bring a tree branch in here and have him teach us, do a whole demonstration on video. Just talk about landscaping, scheduling, pricing, everything. Dude, you know what sounds straight up chronic right now? Go straight up grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. And some turkey on that, dude. Seasoning salt. I'm hungry. My wife is like, why do you keep ordering so many cans of corn? I'm like, do you understand what it's like to grow up and have no food in the pantry? Yeah, I want like 12 cans of corn.
How do you fix that?
So just go to Kalfas.com and go to the merchandise tab. Scroll down and show them what we got. Yeah, dog.
This one I accidentally put the back on first, but this is what the front looks like.
Sweet.
But, and then these ones are my favorite.
Yo, one more thing. If you're literally new and you're just getting started, you can take whatever you make per hour. I don't know, you want to make 20 bucks an hour, times it by 3, so you gotta charge 60 bucks an hour. So you actually make 20, and then third goes to the business and the other third goes to insurance and taxes. And then start judging off that. Take a stopwatch, take a calculator, and start clocking how long stuff takes you, right? And then you add materials and all that on top of that, because you're doing time and materials, right? So your own time plus materials. So anyways, I just want to show you this. I'll put this on Instagram at Keith Kalfas, a video about what all this means. And then I'll put another video in the link in the description below of how to get organized and use your calendar, right? And then later on, we're going to talk about how to move into a software CRM. And actually, I'll just talk about that right now because I switched over to Jobber. And I was wearing the shirt earlier in the vlog. And Jobber is a software CRM that you can use to do invoices, collect money, send estimates to your customers, schedule routes and manage crews, do a calendar, organize your entire business on this software CRM called Jobber, right? I like it so far. Here, let me put this here. Jobber's been working really good for us, and I like the phone app. It's easy. You just press a button, you're already logged in, and then you can send a quote to a customer on the spot. You can collect a deposit right on this software. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check out Jobber as well. And my friend, I'll see you in the next vlog.